This evening, first, concerns grow over a dangerous intersection in Georgetown. Residents and motorists demand urgent action before a looming catastrophe becomes reality. Plus, President Ali issues strong call to the Guyana Defence Force to safeguard democracy ahead of the upcoming elections, while he's urging vigilance and professionalism. Also, more than $100 billion invested in modernizing the Guyana Defence Force. New equipment, cutting-edge training, and partnerships are transforming national security. And with Mashramani just around the corner, schools are racing to balance academics with festivities. We visit one school making it happen. Finally, in Brussels, NATO ministers meet to discuss Ukraine, but fears of declining U.S. commitment lingers. What this could mean for the alliance's future. Stay with us. Details on these stories and more coming up on Headline News Update. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for February 14, 2025. I'm Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, residents and motorists are raising fresh concerns over the dangerous intersection at David Rose Street and Caneview Avenue, which has become a hotspot for frequent traffic accidents. While many of these incidents have been minor fender benders, fears are growing that a major catastrophe is imminent if action is not taken to regulate traffic flow.
The government need to look into this because there's a lot of traffic coming through here, going down to the bottom there, and they would need a speed bump here because a lot of collisions of cars, accidents is happening due to the speeding of trucks as well as other private vehicles.
During rush hours, vehicles are often seen aggressively maneuvering through the junctions, with speed and recklessness frequently determining the right of way.
A stop sign is right there in David Rose Street before you cross over Caneview. Stop. Just take stop. It's too much of speed. Too much of speed.
The absence of proper traffic control measures has led to near misses and frequent collisions, leaving drivers and pedestrians at risk. A recent accident at the intersection, which resulted in injuries to a school child, has reignited calls for urgent intervention.
I think as drivers, as we approach the junction, each driver needs to approach with caution. Even if we have the right of way, we still need to proceed with caution. So as for safety, because time of the body work and then sometimes death.
Residents are urging authorities to install traffic signals, speed bumps, or other measures to improve safety at the junction.
As a matter of fact, there is a stop sign here and a stop sign at the other corner, which pedestrians should be aware of and go ahead and follow the rules and regulation of the right of way and when you have to stop. But it seems like that does not happen here. Everybody goes in a hurry, and as far as you could see, right here, they should have a speed bump. And across here, as a matter of fact, and there they should have a speed bumps. Down the block, they should have a speed bump, slowing them down onto the stop sign.
With growing concerns from the community, all eyes are now on traffic management officials to address the situation before it escalates into a tragedy. On a different note, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali has called on the Guyana Defence Force to remain vigilant and ready to maintain peace and order ahead of the upcoming general and regional elections. Speaking at the opening of the GDF's annual Officers Conference at Base Camp Ghana, the Commander-in-Chief emphasized that no force should be allowed to disrupt the democratic process.
While we do not anticipate unrest or anything that is contrary to the rule of law, we must remain vigilant against any attempt to unsettle internal order. The Defense Force will be on standby, prepared to act if necessary, to uphold stability and protect the democratic process.
President Ali reaffirmed that elections are a fundamental pillar of democracy and that the GDF must ensure a secure and intimidation-free process. While expressing confidence in a peaceful election period, He cautioned against any attempts to destabilize internal order. Acknowledging the political free will of military personnel, the president urged them to execute their duties professionally and in the nation's best interests. He stressed that Ghana's democracy depends on free, fair, and peaceful elections and assured that his administration would not allow any internal or external forces to interfere with the will of the people.
We will ensure that no force, internal or external, disrupts the will of the people.
The government has already allocated funds in the 2025 budget for the Ghana Elections Commission to facilitate a successful election process. With Mashramani festivities right around the corner, schools across the nation are stepping up their game to ensure students stay on top of their academics before the celebration begins. Malcolm Carter visited the Giselle Educational Institute, where he got an in-depth look at how teachers and students are striking a balance between learning and excitement.
With Mashramani and other festivals just ahead, schools across the country are working as fast as possible to ensure students stay on track with their studies before the celebration begins. Teachers are making the most of the class time, covering lessons efficiently while keeping students engaged. Today, we're here at the Giselle Educational Institute, where students are hard at work under the guidance of their teachers. We interviewed Ms. Zamika Peters, an educator who shared how the school is balancing academic goals with the excitement of the upcoming festivities.
In terms of preparation, we always start as a team here at Giselle. We would start with a meeting where we would discuss our strengths, our weaknesses, and we will also share recommendations to each other. I think parental involvement is very important. I think parents working with the children, it helps so much, so much. I would usually say to my parents, even if it's 30 minutes a day, it helps the child self-confidence. It helps the child. They are excited when they come to the classroom. Oh, mommy taught me that. Mommy told me this is it. And they're ready to answer questions in the classroom. So parental involvement is very important. And I know some parents may be extremely busy, but even if it's 15, 20 minutes a day, we need to give those children the attention. In the classroom, teachers can see who is doing extra work at home too.
Ms. Peters also expanded on the specific challenges she has faced that children have, as well as expectations she has for her students and personal goals.
The new children that will be coming in, they may not be quite comfortable seeing a new face and being in a new environment. But my aim is to help them feel at home, away from home, so that they can be comfortable as I work with them. My expectation is that my children, they will improve in their handwriting. They are going to be able to add 2 digits number easily, willingly, and happily. And they should be able to read sentences fluently with the application of the phonics. As it pertains to me, I am doing a course right now to better myself in the teaching career. And I'm in the 2nd semester right now. So I'm hoping for myself to be successful in the 2nd semester too.
Students are busy with math, reading, and science lessons, while teachers are always there to ensure they remain focused. The Miss also expressed her excitement for the upcoming school activities this year.
Every term we have different activities, and I think with the different activities we get to showcase our different talents, right? So also this term we'll be going on tours. So it's a lot of activities we've planned for the children this academic year. So I wouldn't say there's one particular activity that I'm excited about, but there's a lot of activities that we would do in the classroom or as a school in general that I'm excited for.
Lastly, Ms. Zamika addressed the challenges of being a teacher and a human as a whole and what motivates her.
There's no life without challenges. I don't think there's anybody that can say they have never experienced challenges. But as a teacher, I enjoy teaching. I think that is something I picked out from a young age, saying, oh, I want to be a teacher. And now that I'm doing it, I feel so joyful coming to school sometimes in the morning. When I say sometimes, yes, you're a bit tired and thing, but other than that, when you come to the classroom, it's a whole different vibes. The children would greet me at the door. Sometimes I can't even move. Miss, you're here, you're here. So seeing the different faces in the morning excites me. That's one. Two, seeing the children learning something new. It's amazing. And then they can turn back to someone and say, no, you're not doing it right. This is not what Miss said to do it. It is a joy coming and teaching. I enjoy it. So I think that's what thrills me every morning to get up and come to work.
Though the anticipation for Mashramani is in the air, learning remains the top priority. As the celebration approaches, schools continue their efforts to keep students on track, ensuring a smooth transition from academics to festivities when the time comes. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. Stick around when we return. Over $50 billion was earmarked in the 2025 budget for the Guyana Defence Force. An interesting fact Friday, some of Ghana's beauty.
It's Digicell's 18th anniversary and we're going big with our blowout sale. Get up to 40% off Samsung smartphones. Yes, you heard that right. 40% off Samsung smartphones. Grab the Samsung A05 for just $17,000, the A15 for only $27,000, and the A25 at a jaw-dropping $35,000. But wait, there's more. With every purchase, enjoy a 30-day free data plan to stay connected. Hurry to a Digicel store near you. Offer good while stocks last. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. More than $100 billion has been spent to modernize the Guyana Defence Force over the last 4 years to strengthen its capability and to respond to emerging security threats. Speaking at the opening of the Guyana Defence Force's Annual Officers Conference 2025, President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali revealed that funding is part of a broader plan to enhance the GDF's agility, and effectiveness in safeguarding the nation's sovereignty and responding to various crises. Some $50.4 billion was earmarked in the 2025 budget for the force. A key focus of the modernization effort is the acquisition of advanced equipment, including new helicopters, maritime surveillance vessels, and drones to enhance broader surveillance, maritime security, and disaster response management.
This investment is part of our plan to build a more agile and capable organization that can effectively safeguard our sovereignty, protect our borders, and respond to emerging threats.
Additionally, the government is investing in training, with over 6,000 GDF ranks receiving local and international training at a cost of more than $5.2 billion. The establishment of the National Defense Institution further supports the development of the force's human capital, with the government committed to improving officers' welfare, salaries, and healthcare benefits.
We'll continue to invest heavily in our human asset, our human capability. We'll give you the best of training. We'll invest in ensuring that you have the best of training, that even when you retire, you're reabsorbed efficiently into the economy, as you're seeing now. Every single officer that retires, an evaluation is done to see how they can be reabsorbed with their skill set into the economy. We're not going to only train you for now. We're going to invest in you, in your welfare, for now and the future, so that you will live a continuously productive life here in Guyana.
Collaborations with international partners, particularly the United States, have also played a significant role in the transformation of the GDF. President Ali emphasized that these investments are essential to ensure the GDF is prepared to meet evolving security challenges and maintain national peace and stability. Welcome to Interesting Facts Friday. Tonight, we're delving into the wonders of Guyana. To share more about this fascinating topic, we now go to our reporter Malcolm Carter, who has this story.
Welcome viewers to Interesting Facts Friday. Today, we will be looking at some insights on Guyana you may not know. Guyana is a land of breathtaking natural beauty, boasting one of the highest levels of biodiversity in the world. Its diverse ecosystems, from dense rainforests to sprawling savannas, support an incredible variety of wildlife. Home to more than 225 species of mammals, Guyana shelters some of the world's most fascinating creatures, including the exclusive jaguar, the giant river otter, and the gentle manatee. Its skies are alive with colors and calls of over 900 species of birds, such as the striking harpy eagle and the vibrant Guianan cock of the rock. The country's rivers and wetlands house an astonishing 880 species of reptiles and amphibians, including the massive anaconda and the unique golden frog. Beneath the canopy, more than 6,500 plant species thrive, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. This incredible biodiversity is a source of national pride and a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance. Conservation efforts continue to ensure that Guyana's natural wonders remain protected for generations. As the world looks towards sustainable development, Guyana stands as a shining example of the harmony between nature and progress. Reporter for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. Don't go away after the break. Human rights violations in DR Congo, and monkey blame for nationwide blackouts as Sri Lanka scrambles to restore power.
Digicel is celebrating 18 amazing years, and we're giving you the ultimate shopping spree. That's right, top up with $1,000 or more, and you could be one of 4 lucky winners, each walking away with up to $1 million in groceries. Imagine filling your carts with everything you need and more, absolutely free. Top up now and get ready to dash for carts full of groceries. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets. outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton, and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good evening. I'm Malcolm Carter. Welcome to our regional and international news segment, which keeps you informed and up to date with trending news stories worldwide. In South America, a Brazilian woman accused of poisoning her husband's family with arsenic-laced Christmas cake was found dead in her prison cell, suspected of taking her own life. The 42-year-old woman was charged with killing 3 relatives and attempting to murder 3 others on Christmas Eve. Investigations also linked her to the poisoning death of her father-in-law. Forensic evidence showed arsenic contamination in flour used to bake the deadly cake. Meanwhile, in South Asia, Sri Lanka extended power cuts for a 3rd day as efforts continue to restore its national grid after a monkey caused a nationwide blackout on Sunday. The animal disrupted a transformer at a Colombo grid station, leaving 22 million people without power for 6 hours. The Ceylon Electricity Board announced 1-hour evening power cuts to manage demand, while investigations into the incident, which also affected a coal power plant, are ongoing. We now turn your attention to Europe, where NATO defense ministers are gathering in Brussels to discuss support for Ukraine and the alliance's future amid fears of waning U.S. commitment. Al Jazeera's Hashem Ahelbara reports.
This was not the outcome Europe and Canada were hoping for. They had wanted to convince the Trump administration to supply more cash and weapons so that when Kyiv went to peace talks with Moscow, Ukraine would have the advantage. But US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth came to NATO with a clear message. The US wants a deal now, but won't commit troops to Ukraine and doesn't want a confrontation with Russia.
I had the chance to brief allies on President Trump's top priority: a diplomatic, peaceful end to this war, as quickly as possible, in a manner that creates enduring and durable peace.
The Americans also made it clear there will have to be concessions from the Ukrainians. The Europeans fear the deal the Americans are pushing for is nothing but an act of capitulation.
If there is agreement made behind our backs, it will simply not work, because you need, for any kind of deal, any kind of agreement, you need Europeans to implement this deal. You need the Ukrainians to implement this deal.
Despite reassurances from the NATO Secretary General, the military alliance faces a crisis, its future role uncertain. Established in 1949 to deal with security threats from the Soviet Union, it may lose US backing at a moment when Russia is widely seen here as the biggest threat to Europe's security. This is a difficult moment for NATO members. They must consider all the available options if the US withdraws support for Ukraine and ends its decades-long provision of security for Europe. The only problem is that Europe is so divided it may never agree on a defense strategy of its own. Hashim Ahbar, Al Jazeera, Brussels.
Finally, The UN says worsening conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo has led to a surge in human rights violations. It's documented summary executions, bombing of displacement camps, and reports of gang rape and other sexual violations. Al Jazeera's Catherine Soy reports.
This woman says she was raped in her home in Goma. We'll call her Sabina. She was also shot in the leg during the fighting between DRC soldiers and Rwandan-backed M23 rebels. The group now controls the city, which is the provincial capital and much of North Kivu.
They came to my house. They assaulted women in the neighborhood. They didn't discriminate. It didn't matter if it was a child or not. Rapes just happened.
This hospital is treating dozens of injured people, including women who were sexually assaulted. Some say they don't know who attacked them.
Everybody cannot declare it clearly. They can hide, but it seems rape was too much. But those four was themselves, they report to the hospital to get treatment.
Others also narrated their ordeal.
The people who did this to me wore civilian clothes. They had no weapons. It was 3 men and it was dark.
I went out to look for food during that time. People, I don't know who, attacked me. I was crying out, but it didn't make a difference.
The UN says nearly 3,000 people were killed in the battle for Goma. M23 has denied its fighters committed atrocities. Some rape survivors go to non-governmental organizations in search of help.
Those who were assaulted come to our office. We counsel them. We take them to hospital. But the hospitals where they would go to get the free medicines are not providing that right now. And those women don't have money.
Rape used as a weapon of war is not new in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Over decades of conflict, thousands of women and girls have been sexually violated by armed groups. Sabina says she knows she's unlikely to get justice for what happened, but right now, all she just wants to do is heal her body and her mind. Catherine Soy, Al Jazeera.
That wraps up our regional and international segment for tonight. Thank you for joining us as we bring you the latest updates from around the globe. I'm Malcolm Carter. Good night. See you next time. Back to you, Bibi.
Thanks, Malcolm. Up next is the 3D forecast. And that's it to be 2 headline news for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be off for the weekend, but you can tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other and do have a wonderful weekend.